Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Tune in English. I'm Adam.
And I'm Anna. Today we're talking about one of the most common and sometimes scary questions in English. Tell me about yourself.
Yes, many English learners feel nervous when they hear this question. Their mind suddenly goes blank, even if they know many English words.
Exactly. And the interesting thing is, the problem is usually not vocabulary, it's pressure. People think they need to give a perfect answer, maybe a long answer, or something very impressive.
But the truth is much simpler. Most of the time, when someone says, "Tell me about yourself," they just want basic information to start a conversation.
Right. They want to know simple things: your name, where you're from, what you do, and maybe one small personal detail.
So today, we'll show you how to answer this question in easy, clear English. This episode is perfect for A1 to B1 learners, and we'll practice step by step.
And remember, your introduction does not need to be long. A short, confident introduction is always better than a long, stressful one.
Let's begin with the first and most important part, your name. You can say something very simple like, "My name is Adam," or "I'm Adam."
Both are correct, but in speaking, "I'm Anna" sounds more natural and relaxed.
After your name, the next common step is saying where you're from. For example, "I'm from Japan," or "I'm from Brazil."
Yes, very simple and very clear. Many learners think they must use complicated sentences, but simple sentences are strong sentences.
Now let's add the third basic part, what you do. This is where some learners start to feel nervous, but it can also be very easy.
You can say, "I'm a student," "I'm a teacher," "I work in an office," or "I work in a shop."
And if you don't have a job right now, that's completely fine. You can say, "I'm learning English," or "I'm looking for a job."
Exactly. Honest and simple answers always sound natural. Now let's combine these three parts into one short introduction.
Here's an example. "I'm Adam. I'm from the UK. I'm a teacher."
That's already a perfect beginner introduction, but if you want, you can add one small extra detail, like a hobby or something you enjoy.
For example, "I'm Adam. I'm from the UK. I'm a teacher, and I enjoy helping people learn English."
Notice how we only added one small idea. That small detail makes the introduction warmer and more personal.
And here's something important for learners to remember. You don't need to say everything at once. Conversations grow step by step.
Yes, after your short introduction, the other person will usually respond. They might say, "Nice to meet you," or they might ask another question.
For example, they may ask, "What do you teach?" or "Where do you live now?"
And when that happens, you can still keep your answers simple. You don't need long explanations.
Let's imagine a short conversation. Someone says, "Tell me about yourself." You answer, "Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm from Italy. I work in a restaurant."
Then the other person asks, "What do you do in the restaurant?"
And you can answer, "I work as a cook." That's enough. Clear, simple, and confident.
Many learners make the mistake of trying to memorize a long introduction, sometimes 10 or 15 sentences.
Yes, and when they forget one sentence, they panic. Then everything feels difficult.
Instead of memorizing full paragraphs, it's better to remember a simple structure: name, country, job or study, and one extra detail.
Think of it as a small map in your mind. When you have that map, you can speak more naturally and with less stress.
Another helpful tip is to practice saying your introduction out loud every day. Even 1 minute of daily practice makes a big difference.
You can practice in front of a mirror, record your voice, or simply say it while walking or doing something at home.
The more times you say your introduction, the more natural it feels. Confidence grows with repetition, not with perfection.
And remember, people usually care more about understanding you than about hearing perfect grammar.
Exactly. Communication is the goal, not perfection. When people understand you, your introduction is already successful.
In the next part, we'll show you how to make your introduction a little longer and more natural using very simple connectors like and, so, and because.
And we'll also practice how to answer common follow-up questions without feeling nervous.
So stay with us and let's continue building your confident English introduction step by step.
Now let's make your introduction slightly longer, but still very easy. One simple way to do this is by using connectors like and, so, or because. These small words help your sentences flow naturally.
Exactly. For example, a basic introduction might be, "I'm Lena. I'm from Thailand. I'm a student."
That's already good, but now let's connect the ideas. I'm Lena, I'm from Thailand, and I'm a student.
Same information, smoother sound. Now we can add one more idea. I'm Lena, I'm from Thailand, and I'm a student because I want to become a teacher.
See how natural that feels? The grammar is still simple, but the introduction sounds more complete.
Many learners think they need difficult vocabulary to sound advanced, but actually, simple sentences connected clearly sound more confident.
Let's practice another example together. Imagine someone says, "Tell me about yourself." You could say, "Hi, I'm Carlos. I'm from Mexico and I work in an office. I enjoy learning new skills."
That's a friendly, easy to understand, and not too long introduction. It gives just enough information to continue the conversation.
Now let's talk about a very common follow-up question people ask after introductions. What do you do?
Some learners think this question means, what are you doing right now? But usually it means, what is your job? Or what is your main activity?
So a simple answer could be, I work in a hospital, I work as a driver, or I'm a university student.
If you want to make the answer slightly longer, you can add a short detail. I work in a hospital and I help patients at the front desk.
Notice that we're not using long or complicated grammar. We're just adding small pieces of information step by step.
Another helpful phrase for sounding natural is at the moment or currently. These phrases help you talk about your present situation.
For example, at the moment, I'm studying English, or I'm currently working in a small company.
Even though these sentences are simple, they sound very natural in everyday conversations.
Now let's practice a slightly longer self-introduction together. I'll give an example first. Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm from Turkey and I live in Istanbul. I work as a receptionist and at the moment I'm improving my English for my career.
That's a great B1 level introduction. Clear, friendly, and easy to understand.
Many learners worry that their introduction sounds too simple. But remember, simple English is powerful English when it is clear and confident.
Let's also talk about something very important, speaking speed. When people feel nervous, they often speak too fast.
Yes, and speaking too fast actually makes communication harder. Speaking a little slower helps people understand you and also gives you time to think.
So when someone says, "Tell me about yourself," take a small breath before answering. That short pause can help you feel calmer.
Another helpful technique is smiling while you speak. Even a small smile changes your voice and makes you sound more confident.
Now let's imagine a short, real-life situation. You meet someone at a class for the first time, and they say, "Hi, tell me about yourself."
You could answer, "Hi, I'm Ahmed. I'm from Egypt. I'm learning English because I want to study abroad."
Then the other person might say, "That's interesting. What do you want to study?"
And you can answer simply, "I want to study business." Short, clear, and natural.
Many learners think conversations require long answers, but actually, conversations grow through small exchanges, one short idea at a time.
Let's talk about another useful skill, asking a question back. After you introduce yourself, it's polite and natural to ask something like, "What about you?" or "And you?"
These small questions make the conversation feel balanced and friendly. They also give you a moment to relax and listen.
For example, "Hi, I'm Nay. I'm from China. I'm a student. What about you?"
That simple question invites the other person to speak, and now the conversation continues naturally.
Another tip for learners is to prepare 2 or 3 versions of your introduction, a short version, a medium version, and a slightly longer version.
The short version might be, "Hi, I'm Leo. I'm from Spain. I'm a student."
The medium version, "Hi, I'm Leo. I'm from Spain, and I'm a university student studying engineering."
And the longer version, "Hi, I'm Leo. I'm from Spain, and I'm a university student studying engineering. I'm learning English because I want to work internationally."
When you practice different versions, you feel ready for different situations, classrooms, meetings, or casual conversations.
And that reduces fear. Confidence often comes from feeling prepared, not from knowing perfect grammar.
In the next part, we'll practice introductions in different real-life situations, like classrooms, job interviews, and social meetings, so you know exactly what to say in each case.
We'll also talk about common mistakes learners make during introductions and how to fix them calmly and naturally.
Stay with us and let's keep building your confident English step by step. Let's continue by looking at how introductions change depending on the situation. The words you use in a classroom may be slightly different from the words you use in a job interview or a casual meeting.
Yes, but the important thing to remember is that the structure is still the same: name, background, what you do, and one small personal detail.
Let's begin with classroom introductions, which many English learners experience first. Imagine your teacher says, "Please introduce yourself."
A simple classroom introduction could be, "Hi everyone, I'm Sophia. I'm from Chile, and I'm learning English because I want to travel."
That's perfect, clear, friendly, and easy to understand. If you want to add a little more detail, you could say, "Hi everyone, I'm Sophia. I'm from Chile, and I'm learning English because I want to travel and meet new people."
Notice how we only added one small idea. That keeps the introduction natural and not overwhelming.
Now let's look at job interview introductions. These can feel more stressful, but they don't need to be complicated.
In a job interview, it's helpful to focus a little more on your work or skills. For example, "Hello, I'm Daniel. I'm from Peru, and I have experience in customer service."
If you want to expand slightly, "Hello, I'm Daniel. I'm from Peru, and I have experience in customer service. I enjoy helping customers and solving problems."
That sounds professional, but still simple enough for intermediate learners.
Now let's move to casual social situations, like meeting a neighbor, a new classmate, or a friend of a friend.
These introductions are usually shorter and more relaxed. For example, "Hi, I'm Emily. I just moved here. Nice to meet you."
If the conversation continues, you can add more. "Hi, I'm Emily. I just moved here, and I work as a graphic designer."
Again, short ideas, natural flow. You don't need a long speech.
Now, let's talk about some very common mistakes learners make when introducing themselves.
One big mistake is apologizing too much. Some learners begin with, "Sorry, my English is very bad."
But starting like that immediately lowers your confidence. Instead, just speak slowly and clearly. Most people will appreciate your effort.
Another mistake is trying to translate long sentences from your native language. This often creates complicated grammar and makes speaking stressful.
English introductions are usually simple and direct. Short sentences often sound more natural than very long ones.
A third common mistake is trying to memorize a long script word for word. If you forget one part, you may feel stuck.
That's why it's better to remember ideas, not exact sentences. Think name, country, job or study, one extra detail.
Let's practice a natural conversation example. Imagine two people meeting at a language class.
I'll start. "Hi, I'm Adam. Nice to meet you."
"Hi, Adam. I'm Anna. Nice to meet you too."
"So, Anna, where are you from?"
"I'm from Germany, but I live here now."
"That's nice. What do you do?"
"I'm a student, and at the moment I'm studying business."
That conversation is simple, but it feels natural because each person speaks in short, clear sentences.
Another helpful skill is learning how to fix small mistakes calmly. For example, you might say, "I am work, teacher," and then quickly correct yourself. "I work as a teacher."
Small corrections are completely normal. Even native speakers sometimes correct themselves while speaking.
Let's also talk about something very important: tone and body language. Even if your English is simple, a friendly tone and a small smile make your introduction sound confident.
Confidence is not only about grammar, it's also about how relaxed you feel when you speak.
And confidence grows through practice. Try saying your introduction out loud every day, even if you are alone.
You can practice different versions, one short version, one medium version, and one longer version, so you are ready for different situations.
Recording yourself can also help. When you listen to your voice, you can notice your pronunciation and your improvement over time.
Now, let's prepare for the final part of this episode. We'll give you complete model introductions from very simple A1 level to comfortable B1 level that you can use immediately in real conversations.
We'll also show how to finish your introduction naturally and continue the conversation with simple questions.
By the end, you'll have ready-to-use examples and a clear strategy, so the next time someone says, "Tell me about yourself," you'll feel calm and prepared.
Let's move to those full example introductions next. Let's finish with some complete example introductions you can use in real life. We'll start with a very simple A1 version that beginners can use immediately.
Here's an example. Hello, I'm Maria. I'm from Colombia. I live in Bogota. I'm learning English because I want to travel.
That introduction is short, clear, and perfectly correct. Remember, simple does not mean weak. Simple means understandable.
Now, let's gently move to an A2 level version by adding one more idea. Hello, I'm Maria. I'm from Colombia and I live in Bogota. I'm learning English because I want to travel.
See how we only added a reason? That small addition makes the introduction more personal and interesting.
Now, let's try a comfortable B1 level introduction. Hello, I'm Maria. I'm from Colombia and I live in Bogota. I'm currently learning English because I want to travel and meet people from different countries.
That still uses simple grammar, but it sounds confident and natural.
Let's try another example for someone working professionally. An A2 level work introduction could be, Hi, I'm Kevin. I work in sales and I've been with my company for 2 years.
To make it slightly longer for B1, you can say, Hi, I'm Kevin. I work in sales and I mostly work with customers. I enjoy my job because I like talking to people.
Notice how we added a feeling. I enjoy my job. That makes introductions sound warmer and more human.
Now let's look at a casual social introduction, like meeting someone at a party or community event. You could say, Hi, I'm Lisa. I'm a friend of John. Nice to meet you.
If the conversation continues, you can add, I work as a graphic designer and I really enjoy creative work.
Remember, introductions don't need to be long speeches. They can grow naturally as the conversation continues.
Another helpful tip is learning how to continue the conversation after introducing yourself. You can ask a simple question like, What about you? Or, Where are you from?
For example, Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm from Italy and I work in a restaurant. What about you?
That small question keeps the conversation alive and shows interest in the other person.
Before we finish, let's review the most important ideas today. First, keep your introduction simple. Name, country, what you do, and one extra detail.
Second, don't try to memorize a long script. Remember ideas instead of exact sentences.
Third, speak slowly and clearly. A calm voice always sounds more confident than a fast, nervous one.
Fourth, practice every day. Even 1 minute of speaking practice helps build confidence.
And finally, remember that communication is more important than perfection. If people understand you, your introduction is successful.
The next time someone asks, Tell me about yourself, take a small breath, smile, and start with a simple sentence like, Hi, I'm Alex.
Step by step, sentence by sentence, your confidence will grow, and every conversation you have will make the next one easier.
We hope today's episode helps you feel more relaxed and ready to introduce yourself in English.
If you enjoyed learning with us today, don't forget to subscribe to Tune in English and share this episode with a friend who is also learning English.
And in the comments, write your own short self-introduction. Practice is the best way to improve.
Thanks for tuning in today.
Take care, keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next episode of Tune in English.
Bye, everyone.